Well, Mrs. Smith, everything looks good. Kendra, you are really growing up.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. You are right. Kendra has grown up right before our eyes.
Now that Kendra is 12, I would like to talk with you about the HPV vaccine. Cervical cancer is the second most common female cancer, after breast cancer. African American women suffer the greatest burden of this disease. African American women account for 8.4% of new cases of cervical cancer and 3.7% of all deaths. Cervical cancer is caused by the human papillomavirus, also known as HPV. But there has been a major breakthrough. There is now a vaccine designed to prevent HPV, the STI that causes 70% of all cervical cancers. Cervical cancer is preventable. Gardasil 9 is the only vaccine that protects her from 9 types of HPV and is nearly 100% effective in preventing the virus. This vaccine can protect your son from genital and throat cancers too.
But my daughter is only 12. She is not having sex. Does she really need the vaccine?
Well, we might not want to believe it. Studies show 1/3 of 16-year-olds are sexually active. By age 18, that number rises to 61%. Nearly half of all new HPV infections will occur in people between the ages of 15 and 24.
But I've always heard HPV goes away on its own.
The majority of HPV infections clear up over time, but before it does, they can give the virus to others. This vaccine isn't just about protecting your daughter. It's about protecting others too.
But the vaccine doesn't protect against all strains of HPV. You just said Gardasil 9 only protects against 9 types of HPV. What about the other strains of the virus?
I understand your concerns. There are over 100 different strains of HPV and not all of them cause health problems. The vaccine is effective against HPV 16 and HPV 18, the two that cause 70% of cervical cancers and 90% of genital warts.
But I have heard vaccines are unsafe. I would feel horrible if she got sick after receiving the vaccine.
I know there is a lot of conflicting information about variants online these days. I can assure you the vaccine was thoroughly tested before it was made available. In fact, the FDA completed 7 studies testing the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine. Across all the studies, the most common side effects were redness and swelling at the injection site. 2 other common side effects I want you to know about are dizziness and fainting. And if you decided to have your daughter vaccinated, we would keep her here for observation for 15 to 20 minutes to make sure she didn't have a reaction. Listen. African American women are more likely to develop cervical cancer and they are less likely to survive than any other racial group. This vaccine has the potential to change those statistics. I believe in the effectiveness of this vaccine, so much that I've given the vaccine to both my son and my daughter. In my clinic, this vaccine is available for free. I want to remove every barrier I can so my patients can receive the vaccine.
Well, Dr. Powell, after hearing how passionate you are about this vaccine and its potential for reducing HPV and cervical cancer, I think it's the right thing to do. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my concerns and answer my questions.
Okay. I will have my nurse prepare the vaccine. Kendra will have to come back for a second dose in 6 months. This vaccine does not mean she won't have to have regular pap smears in the future. And Mrs. Smith, I hope you are getting regular checkups too.
I am due for a checkup. After talking to you, I realize just how important it is to get regular pap smears. Thank you so much, Dr. Powell.